I wanted to make a video about how I feel about the intellectually disabled if you haven't gotten my, opinion about it already, but this won't really be a long video because it shouldn't really take long to explain it because it's so simple, but basically I envy them in a sense because they're unaware of how defined they are to societal norms. Like I guarantee that's it. Like those, and I know I'm not thinking about this in a neurotypical way, but because some people say, oh, when you think of intellectually disabled people, you think, oh, their lives suck, they can't drive, they can't eat, they don't ever have girlfriends, they never do any of this, but dude, they're not even aware, and by the intellectually disabled, I mean, you know which ones, the intellectually disabled that can't speak at all, the ones, that fall under certain IQ points, It's ironic because in my past videos I was talking about, them being cultural metrics, but they are, but then again, we live in culture, so that's just how it is. So obviously, those guys lose, but the thing is, they don't even have the capacity, they don't, they, some of them, and by some I mean a good amount of them, they're not even really aware of the fact that, that they're defiant to societal norms, and that's coming from me, a neurodivergent person, and and I wouldn't know because I'm aware of the fact that I defy it, and it's honestly worse than defying it itself, and at least in my opinion. I don't know. I always talk about suicide needing discipline and stuff, but why can't I just do it? No, cope after cope after cope. And I don't know if I've said this, but I'll admit suicide is a cope, but it's a cope that ends all copes. That's a truth. That's also a truth. People always insert, their own personal values. Oh, X is a cope, Y is a cope, Y is a cope. But we do that about almost everything. And when I even try to say this, people always interpret me as some grandiose philosopher. When I tell them I'm not really that guy, I'm not. And I try to tell them that, and they go, oh no, dude, no. And it's you're only shaping and conditioning me to think I'm that guy because you want me to crash. Everybody, literally everybody. Which is why I really hate the phrase, oh, you aren't alone. Even though you'd probably think it's ironic because I say it in a lot of these videos and my thoughts that, we're all the same because we're all in culture, besides, intellectually disabled people and, feral people living in the wild. But the real ones, because I know I was wishing I was that guy, but I'm not, unfortunately. I say, you can hear me at times, unfortunately, I say unfortunately, unconsciously, especially regarding humans being social animals, because I wish they weren't social animals. I really wish they weren't. I really wish I wasn't. Oh, you're so autistic. What if I told them I actually was? Just what if? Oh, we'd accept you, and then they. I mean, I know big factor is the way I look. I know it is, but I'm not gonna say that in real life because you can't cancel culture. I was thinking about something, how this really is just all like, and by this I mean this values game, just us sharing our opinions with each other. It's just all a big fucking game. Nobody actually wins in the end. But that's just how life is. And like, I used to cope by saying, oh, society culture's gonna collapse one day. It's not gonna collapse anytime soon. It's just the suffering is just gonna become exponential. It's just gonna get more suffering over time. Over time, the suffering is just gonna get worse and worse and worse, and everybody's gonna think they have the answer. But even I don't have the answer. And I know I say suicide's the answer, but suicide's the individual answer. There's never a widespread answer for everything, one size fits all thing, until the asteroid comes and we're all done. That's the only answer. Which who knows when that happens. And I know I'm not the only one that thinks this way, obviously. So you aren't alone. Like, yeah, I know I'm not fucking alone. But I am alone at the same time because I'm me, unfortunately. But you are you. So that's just how it is. I need to stop self-loathing. Like, you think I haven't tried that already, dude? Like, it's just, I don't know. Rough, and you can call me whatever buzzword you want. But even then, I don't even want to talk about, like religious coping or politics coping anymore. Because, again, it's coping. Life really has a lot of copes, like damn near everywhere, including suicide. Because I know I have to say including suicide because there'd be those people saying, well, you'd say suicide. You do? You do? And I'm like, yeah, I know I do. But I'm saying on an individual level. Because for you personally, it will. It will end all your suffering, obviously. It's unfortunate I want both ways. Is that what being conflicted is all about or something? Like, even I have some privilege in the suicide matter because, I mean, I'm not going to say exclusively why I'd be that would be really stupid, but I do. In the whole discussion, compared to a lot of the other suicidals, I do have a good amount of privilege compared to some of those guys. Some of those guys are in like Sweden, dude. I mean, but then again, if euthanasia was, but euthanasia ain't really legal anywhere. The real euthanasia, not the euthanasia only for the terminally ill. No, I'm talking euthanasia for everybody, dude. No. But I know most of the people that would be getting the, would be wanting to get euthanasia would be people like me. Ugly, sub 5, I know. But I guess life's just rough. But, honestly, like when feminists say that men would fuck anything, they should change it to males would fuck anything, like actually, because I don't understand gender at all. Like I mean, I know it's just cultural, like gender roles, and I know, like I do, but like if they want to support their values, they should really say males would fuck anything, and that's something I wouldn't disagree with at all. And I'm also somewhat the epitome of that. Ironic, right? Like even I would agree with it because I know. Not only because I've seen it in others, not only because I've just seen the data, but also because I've seen it in myself too. I'm analyzing the behavior of others, myself, and the data. It's kind of just shows you, but I'm not gonna be that guy that says, bro, just improve, man. Just improve, dude. Do it, man. Just do it, man. Like, I know suffering, at least human suffering, is relative. It doesn't end until Asteroid Day. And Asteroid Day ain't coming anytime soon. Don't even be one of those people that say, oh, it's coming, you never know. But, dude, it ain't coming for a long time. A really long time. It ain't coming for a really long time. A really long time. What, like, I know my speech is so bad, but please bear in mind that I'm actually autistic. I hate an autism trend because I know being autistic shouldn't be culturally acceptable. Because even I know, like I was the guy in preschool that didn't speak because he didn't know how to, that babbled different languages because I was weird. You know, neurodivergent. And you're gonna say you're insecure about being neurodivergent, and I'll admit that, yeah, I am insecure about being neurodivergent. Why the fuck wouldn't I be? Fucking gosh. And they're gonna say, oh, it's a culture problem. We need to change the culture. No, man. This is inevitable when you advocate for culture in life. And it's just fucked. Because, like, even, like, you know, like, most people, like, we all have that thing in our head that's, like, an ego. It's like, oh, we're that guy. We're that guy. But most of us ain't that guy. Even that guys are that guys for some amount of time. But even what I just said 2 seconds ago is somewhat of a pitiful cope. Just kind of is. It doesn't stop, fortunately. Like, I bet you can predict that I'm recording this video on my phone in a really dark room in my parents' house. But I'm still young. I'm only 18. I'll just wait till I'm 20 to kill myself. Why can't I do it now? Because I want to do it the way that I want to. And I'll admit that I've had a fair share of luck in this. I'm not going to be the guy that says, oh, I've had hard work. That's the reason that. And I can't say certain things because, you know, it will semi-incriminate, semi-do things that will prevent me from doing what I want to me in the future. But like, even I can't stop myself. Like, imagine that. From Cobain. You know. Like, even some people would say, oh, you gotta be about your arguments, otherwise no one will take them seriously. But, like, brother, like, I use it, bro. Terminology's killing me, but, like, nobody is ever 100% sure of their values. No one. No one. How do I know? I bet I'll ask anybody, and even myself, if you were to ask me on the street. If you'd ask me, are you against suffering? I'd probably say yes, but, dude, we're all doing behaviors that, like, advocate for life and culture, which create suffering. Suffering is inherent in life, obviously. And then we're gonna do things that would, you know, enhance our egos, that would make us think, no, we definitely don't create this. We definitely don't create the suffering, but we do, man. It doesn't stop. Ha, kind of funny how I said this wouldn't be a long video and it's already at 15 minutes. I'm just gonna end it soon. The video. The video, by the way. But if I could be self-pitying right now, I could, really complain. I could be, because, everybody complains. Don't let anybody say, oh, you can't complain. No one can complain. Bro, everybody complains, man. At that point, it's actually just human nature. If you're just not intellectually disabled, of course. Because that's kind of what this video started as, being intellectually disabled. You don't have to go through you can't go through all this, literally. Your brain doesn't allow you to. And, obviously, you're at the bottom of cultural hierarchy, but the only blissful part is you ain't aware of that. You're not aware of the fact that you're, quote, losing. You're not aware of the fact that you're losing. Oh, autism is a spectrum. You're right. It is a spectrum. But I could be like, oh, I'm a true one. I was diagnosed when I was 3 years old because I was in the programs. Oh, dude, you just hate the fact that you're in the programs. Yeah, I'm not denying that at all. Just hate that it's somewhat glorified now. And I know you're going to say, well, you glorify suicide. Well, yeah, I do. For the individual way out. The individual. The individual. The individual. The individual. That's why I'm saying the individual, man. The individual, dude. I know you're going to sound crazy, but I had a feeling a lot of times that family, it's going to circle back, I'm going to be repetitive, but I don't care, that family members, particularly parents, of course, but even siblings, view each other somewhat as property. I could use necrophilia as an example because the victim in particular, they on a personal level aren't suffering because they're not alive anymore, but the family is suffering because, they don't like it. They don't, and that's because of cultural standards, obviously, because they don't like the fact that their family member's body is being desecrated. They don't like that. So they're going to say, oh, it's about them as an individual, but it's not about them as an individual. It's about you and how you care about their, you care. It hurts your feelings. Not the dead person because they're dead. But to you, your family members, or the victim of the necrophiliac in that example, is somewhat is property to you somewhat. Oh, it's immoral. Yes, it is immoral. It obviously is immoral. I'm not denying that. It's immoral. 100%, clear as day. But to say that freedom exists is one of the biggest things that pisses me off. Really is the biggest thing. Oh, you're seeing it in black and white because you're just pounding your chest saying freedom is a thing, but it's not, and it never has been freedom. Yes, life is a prison, and then there's the bigger prisons in life, the actual prisons and the mental wards. There's those prisons, the prisons of the prisons, and then there's the prison of just life itself. You didn't get a choice in the beginning. Oh, but that doesn't mean you can improve, but you can't improve to what culture wants you to be improved. Well, we can change the culture, but you can't change culture. Culture, not the culture, culture. Just culture, not the. Literally, you can't. Like, imagine. Let's how I predict the future. Like, predict the future. In future tense, if you're probably watching this video, I roped, and by roped, you know exactly what I mean when I say roped, and you're watching these videos and you think I'm some madman. Did I predict you right? Probably so.